last thing I want to ask you, and we'll get you out of here. Francis Ngannou, devastating knockout, man. I'm a little bit done with the boxing after that one. That one, like, dude, I'm hoping Francis will come back after that, but that was fucking brutal. Any thoughts?
And that's the thing is like I don't see it as brutal, right? Like he
You
got knocked
don't,
he got he
yeah.
got knocked out for sure. But like, do you think that for the Francis that I've met and known, barely, in a very minuscule way, minute way, you can't tell me a guy who lived in the middle of Cameroon, got deported twice, multiple times, or whatever, maybe even more than twice, built his way up, learned the language, worked in mines. Like if you've seen the mines in Africa, like the reason the phones we get to use, everything in this world, a lot of the natural resources come from there. A guy who's built his life, fought some of the best, knocked people out left and right. You think he's gonna really fold after that? Like, I think that the world is a little bit different. The people are a little bit harder than that. Right, so I think
Mm-hmm.
Francis is gonna be just fine. I think he's gonna be fine when he sees his bank account the next day. I think he's gonna be fine when he's making more money in his next deal, and I think he'll be fine. He lost the fight. He got sniped by an excellent boxer. He went and took a shot and took a chance where most people wouldn't. And I think that we interpret things terribly nowadays. Like nothing against you, but I think people see something as brutal. They see somebody as a scary guy. They see him as a polarizing figure, and they just don't go for it. Like, but then we want to see
Yeah.
the Warriors. But those are the people they write about. Francis, not, and I take the money out of it, right? He went for a challenge as a man, and I think that's what fighting got away from, right? You say like
Yeah.
we have these fights where you. I could talk about my fight. We could talk another fight. You could say this decision was weird, or this happened. It's like people just don't go after it anymore because they're trying to like play like the safe side of things, right? And then there's no respect. I respect Francis for going after it. How many people in the world would even step and be willing to step on it into a ring, into an arena, start a business, find the person they love and fail, right? Knowing the opportunity
Mm-hmm.
to fail is there, right? And I think that's what stops people from going after things. Like credit to you. Like look at you. You're doing a podcast. You're doing great work. But I bet you if you could name 20 different people over your time in your life by the time your career's over at least. And you retire and say, oh, I thought about starting a podcast, but I never did. Or they thought about it and they only had
Mm-hmm.
10 views. So they had 10 views in 3 weeks. So now they just quit and it's over. It's the same thing,
Right.
right? It's just Francis just looks, it might just look terrible, right? So they're like, oh, but it's the
Because
same
it's on the
concept.
big
It's
stage.
on the big stage, but look at you too, man. You could be doing these interviews. You could be talking to somebody who hates you for some odd reason. They think you're somebody they knew from way back when. But credit to you,
Yeah.
dog. You're doing your thing. So like I look at Francis like a
Thank
guy.
you.
He's a man who's going after it and he's seeing all he can get out of life. Like how could you tell him the odds are impossible? If you really flipped a coin and just told me these are the odds of a guy from where Francis is from to get to where he is, to learn the language, to learn the skill set, to be involved in the meeting rooms and all that stuff that people would pray and pay to get into, he's taking what God's given him, right? And if
Mm-hmm.
Francis is strong up here and in his heart, which I believe he is, he'll be just fine. He'll be just fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, I respect him. I respect him for that, man. No, not very many men would do that with the two best boxers in the world, heavyweight, Tyson and Anthony. So
Mm-hmm.
respect to him for sure. I just hope that he can come back, because unfortunately, I think even with McGregor a little bit, that loss with Floyd, he just wasn't really the same, and sometimes a knockout can change someone. But hey, he's a tough guy. He's from Africa, digging in the salt mine. So maybe he's different,
Yeah,
sand
it's
mines.
different, but yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
I don't think McGregor was any different. I think he was just arrogant and
You
foolish
don't think so?
I think he was arrogant and foolish from the get go, and people caught him. And then also too, if
Mm.
McGregor lost to guys who are very good. Like it's like almost like McGregor fell short, but he fought Khabib. How many people beat
Yeah,
Khabib?
he did.
Nobody.
That was a bad loss too.
How many people look at Dustin Poirier? Dustin Poirier is a dog. Did you see what he did his last fight? Dustin Poirier had to get his get back, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's not like he went and fought. I'm not gonna insult any fighter. See, you try to get some stuff out of me, but he didn't try to fight somebody who's not who's not there with him. He fought people who were
Yeah.
like, hey, I got to get this back. They want that money. They want those times. He wasn't consistent. Probably he was doing some things, but I don't think that's really what it was. He fought guys who are better than who aren't who developed. Guys who give up is all I gotta say, right?
Maybe it was a little bit of the hype machine then. So I hear you. Okay. Well, I'll let you go, man. I appreciate the time, Impa.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Keep doing your thing.
Yeah, no worries, man. Thank you. And good luck in your next fight and in training and all that.
Thank you.